Hello, friends. So now I'm just going through some contracts practice and contracts management in construction projects. These are really a very important sector of the construction management in any part of the world. So whether the contractor and the clients entitled for the claims. This is the first question. This everyone has to understand whether they are eligible entitled or not. If entitled both the parties, there should be a provision in the contract. If contractor delays, client can put a penalty. This has happened many projects. Liquidated damages. If client delays, contractor entitled for the claims. So this is very situation where both parties at fault. In this, I'm just planning to create a series of videos where you can understand step by step. You can inculcate in your projects so that avoid delays, avoid penalties. So, introduce myself, Gurunath Savle. I was there in Gulf almost 20 years in the Gulf, 7-8 years in India, almost 27 years of experience in construction, management and contracts. I was estimation, I did around 300, 400, 300, 350 to 400 projects costing where hit ratio was 10 in 1. So this is a comprehensive knowledge of design, estimation, costing and installation. So with that, I just brought something which I learned so that I can share with all our colleagues, professionals, friends and new aspirants, which can help them to proceed in their further career. So in this, we have very systematic or in order who is entitled and who is not entitled and how they are entitled. Claim, when it comes to picture, why it arises in the project? Because in the beginning events happened in the site which are not calculated cost in the during construction during estimation. There are unforeseen events which has happened in the site, or a estimator has missed out some events which are occurred during the construction, and sometimes the provision was not provided by the client and which is required at site to complete the project. So there are many various situations come into picture. So today we'll go through few slides so that really helps. I really feel happy to put forward to all so that it will help. So it's been said, when you share the knowledge, it grows in you. It encourages others and it helps others. So that's the main purpose of making this. So now I have done my introduction already. So now, so as I mentioned, are the contractors and engineers are entitled for the claim. So due to some events. So now the presentation, this complete package presentation will help you at the end of this, contractual and legal guidances for managing your rights and obligations in the rise of so many events in the site. So now we'll take number one. So on completion of this, before that I would like to mention that on completion of this complete series, you will come to know what is meant by claim in the construction context, and identify and categorize the various types of construction claims, as already we discussed about that. know the general procedures for making contractual claims. This is very important. If you don't know the general procedure how to make the claims, then it will be rejected by the client and consultants. Then know the provisions in the form of contract agreement in regard to claims. So in the contract there should be a provision whether delays happen from both the parties, so both the parties are entitled for the claims. Contract has to be prepared in such a way based under FIDIC nomenclatures, FIDIC guidance. So that will definitely help both the parties. It is prejudice to anybody. So it is really very helpful if you go for a FIDIC contract as a base. Based on that, according to the situation, you can create, add, delete the contract. But basic fundamentals should be of FIDIC, which is equally has taken care of clients and consultants and contractors. Okay. Now we'll come to know, by finishing this, we'll come to know what is the loss and expenses in the contracts context. That also helps us to understand expenses, cost and loss, how it correlated all together. Then we'll also we have to identify under which headings we are entitled to go for the claim. So that's also we'll come to know. Also we'll know good practice of claim management calculations in the construction procedure. So these are the parameters we'll come to know in this session, in the coming sessions. So claim is basically what? Non-disagreement between the parties, which is always is the cause for the claims. So now and there will be unresolved disagreements, which again gets into the the money comes into the picture, then the agreement is the resolution of mitigation of the problems at the stake. So now when you are requesting additional cost, there should be a basis for that. What is that? The basis are like client delayed in the initial drawings, issuing of initial drawings, in the substructure drawings, designs reviewed, revised many times. Contractor has to go through and again he has to change, and so many changes happen. There also contractor is entitled to get the claim for reoccurring of events which are not there in the contract. So reimbursement of loss and expenses will not be allowed if contractor mistake is there. It will be only allowed if client has made a mistake or client has caused a delay. Definitely contractor can go for it. Some cost which has happened which are not considered by the contractor during tender, so that's also not allowed for the claims. So always any claim has to has a specific firm concrete reason, cause for that, then only the claim is going to be accepted and substantiated by the client and consultants. So that, as I mentioned already, the contractor will not be entitled for something which is mistake happened by the estimator or in the calculating the cost, so that's not allowed for that. So as already we discussed about that. So as the contractor should have a proper ground for the claim, and there should be a proper procedure to prepare it. So contractor is entitled for the proper event occurred, then only he is entitled for that. Yeah. So there should be a strict compliance with the contracts management, contracts FIDIC, whatever contracts agreement has happened between two parties. That's also very. That is a book which is going to give a clear picture for the construction management and the contracts management. So any common laws which you have agreed between the parties, that is going to be applicable over there. Otherwise the matter will go to the to the arbitration. So that is a very far in as a construction professional, I would suggest don't go for the mitigation to the arbitrators. So it will cost you more than what your project value is there. If it is going beyond your project value, yes, it is a huge, then only you can go for, even then there are also expenses that will compensate to that. So with the contracts management, with a proper understanding between the client and the contractor, with the proper contractual clauses, you can mitigate the problems. That is the way of going further in the projects. If you finish this project with a proper with a flying colors, definitely it will help you go for the next project with the same client. Repetitive clients will come for you to get your services. So this is the basic fundamental which I have mentioned today. So we'll go step by step, so that will really help to sort out the problems in various projects. So it will also enhance our knowledge, so that we can projects can go smoothly, so that there should not be any delays, so there should not be any penalties to any parties. So thank you for this, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.